I'm comparing retail prices of Rolex Daytonas versus Omega Speedmasters, and it literally makes no sense. And no, we're not talking about market prices here. I know the market prices of both of these watches are way different than the retail prices suggest. So the first thing we're going to compare is the stainless steel versions. The stainless Rolex Daytona retails at $16,000, whereas the Omega Speedy retails at $8,400. So nearly double the retail price on the Rolex Daytona. Now stay with me for this next section. The retail price of the yellow gold Daytona is $48,400, but the yellow gold Speedy is $44,900. So when we were looking at the stainless models, the Omega was half the price, but when we switch to the gold version, they're almost the same price. If you were just looking at the stainless prices and guessing where the gold prices would end up, you probably would have thought the Omega would be a much lower price. But here's where it gets really interesting. If we now focus on the white gold versions of these watches, the Omega retail price jumps up to $58,400. That's $14,000 higher than their yellow gold exact same model, whereas the white gold Daytona is $51,800. So that one does increase $3,400 more than their yellow gold version. But now, instead of the white gold Daytona being a little more expensive than the Omega, they actually flip-flopped for the white gold versions, and now the Omega is more expensive than the Rolex. Now, to change gold into these white gold or rose gold variants, you do have to use some certain alloys and chemicals to achieve the color that you want, but I still find it hard to wrap my brain around what process could possibly be involved to create Omega's white gold that would cause the price to skyrocket that much. Now, the weirdness doesn't end here. Let's move on to the rose gold variants of these watches. So the yellow gold Speedy was 44.9, the white gold Speedy was 58.4, but now moving on to the rose gold Speedy, and that jumps back to the yellow gold price of 44.9. However, when we look at the Daytona, the yellow gold Daytona was 48.4, the white gold jumped up to 51.8, and when we move on to the rose gold, it stays at 51.8. So basically, Omega is saying that rose and yellow gold cost them the same to manufacture, whereas Rolex is saying yellow gold is the cheapest to manufacture, rose gold and white gold are the same price to manufacture for them. I know that was a bit chaotic to go through all these different price jumps, but I'm just looking at these from the surface level, from what I believe is a rational point of view. If anyone can shed some light why these price differences exist, drop a comment below. I'd love to learn a little bit more.